Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Roses are heart of any garden and you can enjoy flowers from spring to early winter. My own garden has shades around pink and peach colors, mostly grown from cuttings. I'm always looking for better ways to propagate roses using cuttings. Sometimes I have success and sometimes a total disaster. In this video, you will find 365 days long progress on my successful experiment with cuttings. I will also discuss how to look after cuttings to get more blooms, how many blooms to expect in first year, do you need to do any deadheading, how to prune in first year of rose life, and much more. You will find answer to all these questions in this video. I perform annual pruning of roses in early spring and this is the best time to take cuttings. I had more success when cuttings are taken from last year growth where you had blooms. Take the cutting around 6 to 8 inches long and make sure to cut in an angle on top. Remove all the leaves and plant 2 to 3 inches deep in a pot. Leave the pot in a semi-shaded area until few leaves appear. For growing medium, I'm using your old compost which was used to grow spinach in last summer. Due to being old compost, this does not hold the water well and hopefully will give a good start to cuttings. You can see growth on cutting here in early April after 4 weeks of plantation. Cutting on the right has now few new leaves and second cutting is also getting a sign of new growth. Once you start to see new leaves, move the pot in a full sunny area of the garden. In third week of May, cuttings have now very promising growth and both cuttings are getting good amount of leaves now. This growth continues in early June. Make sure to water well. The old compost tends to get dry more quickly on a warm day, so best to keep an eye on pot. In mid-June, each cutting is started to get sign of new rose bud and also started to give liquid feed once a week. In early July, more new buds are appearing and hopefully I will be able to see new blooms. In second week of July, birds are getting stronger and after few days finally sign of first flower. It is interesting to notice that I took cutting from a pink color rose and this new bloom is more in whitish tone, but we'll see how this turn up. Here is full bloom, a good size and has a good sweet fragrance but not very strong. I'm still puzzled about the color of first flower and for time have to wait and see color of other blooms on this rose. In week 4, flower is fading and new buds are getting ready to bloom. You can also see an interesting pattern on leaves. This is due to leaf cutting bees and nothing to worry about. These bees were more active in next few weeks and you don't really need to do anything. The plant will recover in no time. The first flower is now looking like this. This is also called flowerhead. Petals are all gone. Like many other flowers like Dahlia and Tulips, rose plant will also use now energy to form seeds in the flowerhead. It may be new to you, but yes, roses can be grown from seed, but this is a very long and slow process. These are rose flower heads from a mature rose plant in my garden, and once seed are ready, then flower heads are in reddish orange kind of a color. If you cut these, you can see a lot of seeds inside. The advantage of growing from seed is developing new varieties or shade thanks to bees and their pollination activities. And you may end up having own rose varieties or shade which are very unique to you only. In case of my cuttings, I'm not keen to collect seed, so best to deadhead flower heads so that plant can use energy to develop more new buds instead of using plant energy for seed production. For deadheading, I'm going to cut flower head along with 1 or 2 inches of stem as you can see here. During season, I do deadheading regularly with roses and dahlias and this is the best way to get more flowers. I also noticed that one of the cutting is started to get brownish and I hope that this is not rose dying back condition. I still have few birds on this cutting, so let's see what happens in next few days. Here are 3 pink blooms, not white like first flower and seem like this cutting dieback condition didn't cause any trouble. In 4th week of September, this is how plant look like, very different, bushy and got some height now. There are 4 new birds getting ready to bloom. These birds are on same cutting which had first flower but in white color. So let's see what color these new birds bring. In October, here is in bloom, and guess what? Finally a pink flower. This flower had much better color and composition of petals, so a good reward, and hopefully we'll see few more blooms before winter hit the ground. During winter, nothing much needs to be done, and this part will be in the garden, so let's see how this perform in coming spring. Fast forward to second week of March, this is how rose look like in early spring. Not a good looking and needs some attention. Now this is 1 year old plant and I will be doing first pruning to get going with new season and hopefully new blooms. Pruning of rose is very simple and what you are looking for is to remove the leaves which are odd looking or possibly infected. Cut any dead wood, this is generally in brownish tone, cut weak stem and any crossing stems. For me, good pruning can give a good start to plant and also you cut stems to create a blueprint of plant. This blueprint will be how you want to see plant growth during the season. I'm going to prune hardly to get a good shape of this plant and you can see here how I did. Here is how it looks and I hope that I will able to see more blooms and better structure of this rose plant in this season. I'm always keen to get some cuttings and after pruning I took few cuttings from this plant. These cuttings are 6 to 8 inches long and I removed all the leaves. I have not tried water-based method to start cutting, so I'm going to give a try and see what happens. Leave the cutting in water and do change the water every week. When you change water, handle the cuttings carefully as cutting may have new roots or shoots and these can be easily damaged. This water-based method is very similar which you can use to start mint cutting. You can see video of growing mint from cuttings on my channel. This is how cuttings are after 3 weeks and you can see early sign of growth and this look very promising. Rose plant has now sign of new life and a lot of new shoots are coming. How many blooms to expect in this season? Well, time will tell and I hope that I have a good season. If you like this video, leave a comment or give a like. To follow my gardening journey, subscribe to my channel and follow on Instagram. Links are available in description. Take good care of yourself and I'll see you next time with a new gardening project.